Okay, find the length of the tangent from the point 1 minus 1 to the circle that we've got here. So of course when the circle is expressed this way, you've got to do a bit of work to find the center, okay, and the radius. So remember, you group the x terms, the x squared and x terms, you group the y squared and y terms, and then you've got to complete the square, of course, yeah. So bracket x plus, you halve that then, so 4. Take away then the square of this, which is 16. Halve that, which will be 1. Take away the square of this, which is 1, and then add 8 equals 0. So I get x plus 4 all squared, y plus 1 all squared, and what will that be? That'll be minus 9, I think, equals 0. So you get x plus 4 all squared, y plus 1 all squared equals to 9. So you can see now I've got my circle center. Well, of course, remember the general formula is x minus a all squared, so it's got to be minus 4 there, that a value, and the b value there be minus 1. The radius is equal to the square root of that, because that's r squared, isn't it? So the radius is equal to 3. Okay, so if I put that coordinate in here, and what they want is, they say, look, find the length of the tangent from the point 1 minus 1 to the circle. So there's my point 1 minus 1, right? And I need to draw a tangent in now. So it says, the question says, the length of the tangent from this point. So from this point, okay, you need to go from here, but I needed to touch the circle, okay? It's no good going through the circle because that won't be a tangent. So I've got to try and draw this as best as I can, okay? So you can get a decent idea. There's the tangent there. I could keep it going, but to be honest, you'll see in a minute, it's only this bit I'm actually interested in, right? So the tangent continues, but it's just this bit here I'm interested in. So we want the length, don't we? We want the length of the tangent from the point 1 minus 1 to the circle. Okay, how are we going to do it? Well, first of all, draw this in. Draw the radius in, which in fact is the normal, isn't it? It's the normal to the tangent. So this is right angled. Okay, that's the circle theorem. That will always be true. The tangent is always 90 degrees to the normal, okay, to the radius that goes to the center, okay, of the circle there. Okay, that will always get 90 degrees there. Okay, so how am I going to find this length? Well, the good thing is you know that this is 3. Okay, we've just proved it up there. Now, there's something else I can work out. If I connect these 2 points, I can work out that length, can't I? And if I got that length and this length, I'll have 2 sides of a right angled triangle. And you all know what happens when you've got 2 sides of a right angled triangle. You can find the third side. So let's find this length here, okay? And now, of course, we call that the hypotenuse, wouldn't it? So we say, look, the length of the hypotenuse will equal to, okay, so remember that formula then, we're going to use x2 minus x1 all squared, y2 minus y1 all squared, add them, square root them. So it's your choice. Maybe we'll call that our x2 y2 and that our x1 y1. So x2 will be 1. Take away x1, which is negative 4. y2 will be minus 1. Take away my y1, which is negative 1. Okay, don't need a comma there. Of course, the y2's, look, they've got the same value, aren't they? Haven't they? Yeah, the y value. So this will just work out to be 0 here. The difference in y's is 0. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Because two negatives there make a plus. So -1 plus 1 will cancel each other out. So you're just left with this here. And that will be 5 here, because you've got to add them and square it. You get 25, square root it, so you get 5. Okay, you might have seen that anyway. Just look at the sketch here. Okay, because it's a pretty decent sketch. It's just that distance across there, the x-axis, isn't it? So we've got that there to be 5. Okay, so can I work out then the length of this? Well, of course, we can use Pythagoras' theorem, can't we? And Pythagoras' theorem states a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, well, in this case, the c is obviously the hypotenuse, the longest side, so that'll be 5 squared. Okay, we'll call this maybe my a. I'll call that my b. Okay, and if you take that 3 squared over the other side, so you get 5 squared, take away 3 squared. Okay, this then will work out to be 16, which means that a turns out to be 4 when you square root it. Of course, you might have seen that before as well, because it's the 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay, so quite nicely, we've got the length of tangent to the circle is equal to 4.